Alright, what's today's project, Pop? Today's project is change the alternator on a 2005 Freightliner Cat C7 Acer engine. So it's my alternator. That's the cable. Those are the two cables I'm gonna have to disconnect. I'm gonna have to replace this pulley onto the new alternator, and then I gotta use a tension release bar, put in the square right there, so I could take this belt out. The first thing you do is go around and right back and disconnect your batteries. Now I had seen it where one guy said that you could just disconnect the negatives and you should be alright, but I believe I'm just gonna go ahead and take all of them out. And disconnect your negative first, then your positive. Just use regular pliers. Just don't lose these. And alright, Pa. Alright, so separate them out, and then if you can't, put the cover back on, that way none of these things accidentally touches the battery. Hold your terminal posties, secure it, your bridges, secure them, and then you go on the other side and start working on the alternator removal. Hey, Mia, come on. Just to get an easy access, we're gonna remove that. I just see my handy dandy Papa doing it. Why don't you use ratchet?
I couldn't find one to fit it.
What size is that? Alright. So we got that off. That's the hardest one to get to. It's on the back of it. That right there. Now we gotta get these off. The negative, you could see the nut. For the positive, the nut is inside of that. So you gotta get the right size tools to get rid of those two. Alright, so for negative, trying to see if you can see it from here or whatever. But for negative, see that nut? That's 3/8. And for these, I believe it's a half. So I got this ratchet. This is what I use to get rid of the negative port. And now I'm gonna use the regular ratchet to get the positive port. Now I'm gonna use the negative port, this ratchet, to make sure you don't lose the nut like I did.
Yeah, one nut losing another nut.
And then I just lost that. I don't have a tensioner, but I was able to push it with my hand and push the belt over, as you see. Hopefully I'll be able to put it back on. Next thing, I remove these 4 of them, and then I gotta replace this pulley onto the new one. So we got everything out. These are the alternator housing bolts. Now he's just trying to figure out how to get it out without taking more hoses off, but we might have to get some hoses out. Alright, so we had to take the turbo off, well, the airflow, to get the alternator out. So now we gotta get rid of.
How the hell you get that down?
We gotta get this pulley out. Taking these off first and put it on the new one. But before we do any of that, we're gonna compare new and old. I'm not gonna use this. I'm just gonna make sure these nuts are tight. That's my positive. and that's my ground. So we're gonna put this back on there. All right, to get these off, we used my Hercules impact. Finally came handy. A 1-inch socket with a 1/2-inch drive. And what you do is, this is sitting on there, you just hold these as tight as you can and use the impact wrench to turn it. I didn't use towels or gloves, but I suggest you do, because you don't want any of these to cut your skin through, because it will turn until you get a nice grip. So now we're gonna put this on here. Basically take that off, put this, make sure you get the right side up. This is the bottom side, this is the top side. As you can see, these notches on there, you see them notches going around? That's where your washer gonna sit. So just slide that right in. This is where the washer will sit. It'll come with the washer, the new one. It sits just like that. This is the new bolt or screw or nut, whatever the heck you all want to call it. Make sure you don't thread them wrong. Make sure that you take your time and thread it the way it's supposed to go, because you don't want to mess up the thread. And then hand tighten as much as you can, and then impact wrench. Alright, so we finally got it in. I don't see the pulley moving, so I guess that's tight enough. I got the torque wrench, but that's 3/4. Yeah, so I just tightened it up with that much as I could. I didn't want to break it, so I think that should be good enough. Now, time to put it back. Alright, so we got that. Just make sure the belt is sitting on these grooves. It was a little hard because I don't have the proper tool, but right here, just pull it towards you. Just double check all the belt. Make sure everything is good. Now screw everything up. Tight all these bolts. Alright, so that's tight. All these are tight. I was gonna use torque, but I didn't hear clicking, so I just tightened as much as I could. And when I start feeling the resistance, I stop, because you don't want to break the threads, you know. You'll be screwed. Since you already got these off, go ahead and connect your wires, your negative and positive. Makes it easier. And then put your turbo. While you still got all these out, go ahead and clean your terminals. You know what I use is a Reach toothbrush that I don't use no more, and better terminal cleaner. Spray it on there and then just brush it off. Nice, tight. Look at this space, make sure it's flush in much as you can, and feel it on the other side. It's kind of hard to see, but just feel it on the other side, bottom. All right, so these are 13 millimeters. Now this one and one over here will be easy to do, but the one right here in between the reservoir and these, that's the one you're gonna catch a little bit time. So what I do is I use 13 millimeter wrench, and I flip it like that, where the outside part, the humbucker thing, just like this, and then I use my other hand and hold right here with the finger, and you just turn it tight. All right, now you see the gap. Push this down or up, and cover this gap much as you can, and then tighten these. So tighten these as much as you can. Don't over tighten it. Now you see the space. These two, this one and that one. So if you're trying to cover this space, you can't cover it because of that. So make sure the lip is touching these. Look around it. Inspect everything. Shake it up a little bit. Make sure there's no movement. Check your cables again. Make sure you didn't loosen it. Belt. Now put the cover back on, and then we go on the other side. You see all the yellow stuff? That's the spray that we sprayed. Now we're just gonna clean the terminals, hook it back on, and hope for the best. All right, everything's connected, clean. Now it's time to check it out, see if it'll work or not. Here we go. Moment of truth. See how we did. All right. Ignition on. So you got 2 cords. We at 13.9. Let's go see how the bell's turning. We are till 14.0. That's a good sign. It wasn't going up to 14. Now you gotta inspect your belt. Make sure your belt is not wobbling, or it's not skipping, or it's not touching anything. Good. Now make sure the pulleys, damn it, that scared the hell out of me. Make sure the pulleys are not jumping. Cut it off, you gotta watch out for a pulley and all that, make sure they stop right away. Try it again, Pop. Let us, when you cut it on, make sure you don't stop right away, wait for about 10 seconds. All right, let's try it again. All right. Go. All right, so far so good. Let's go check the voltage again on the battery. See what it's reading. It should read 14 or higher. 14.0, 14.1. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna leave the truck running for a few minutes and let everything go in the circuit. Turn the light on, turn the inverter on, blast the AC or heater on. I'm gonna leave everything on. I got the heater, I don't have AC. I got my inverter on. radio on. I got my lights on. I got my other lights on. I'm gonna leave all these on. Inside light. And I'm gonna see what it does after a few minutes. Right now it's 13:09, so we come back in about a few minutes and see what it does.